Ooh, YouTube, this is this is something that I really got to talk about. Now, this for my young guys. Well, I take that back. This is for all of us. Because the reason why I'm talking about this, I have a friend of mine, and he's in his 50s. He called me up, and he was like, man, I'm going through something right now. I said, what's going on with you, man? He said, man, I've been dealing with this chick, and she called me up. She said she's pregnant. I said, oh, no. Now, my man, he's married, right? He's married. So, he's in a bad situation. And he was like, I don't know how my wife gonna deal with it. I don't know what I said. Whoa. This is one thing we not gonna do. He said, what you talking about? I said, no. You going a little too far. You going a little too far, man. I mean, okay, you got a situation right now, but let's talk about it. Hear me out. He said, well, I mean, what am I gonna do? I said, you need to pace yourself. You really need to pace yourself. I said, you jump the ball right quick, you can lose everything, your life gonna change. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't advocate cheating on your wife, right? I don't advocate it, but we live in the real world. Women cheat, men cheat, that's what they do. But this is realistic. This is not a situation where, this is a dream place. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. People do what they do. So I said, relax, calm down. I said, how far along is she? He said, well, she say she about 2.5, 3 months or whatever. I said, okay. I said, see, you're sloppy. You hitting the bras raw. You know what I'm saying? And, he was like, man, you said that. I said what? Because I was telling him to be careful dating these women that's in their 30s or even in their early 40s that don't have kids. It's a reason for that. Now, this is something that I've learned when I first got on the dating scene after I got my divorce, right? When you have women, you have a lot of successful women out here in Houston, no doubt. I mean, it's a lot of women out here that got their stuff together. These women have businesses. I mean, their careers, project managers, nurses, you know what I'm saying? You name it. I mean, very successful. You would be surprised. Judges, you have all this. So with that being said, they're highly educated. They have their careers. They've done that. Now, with that, a lot of them don't have children because their head was in their books. They was focusing, on their careers, and they were successful, and they was fed this dream that society say, get your bag, get your education, and make sure you okay. Because if you with a man and he taking care of you, he might leave, and you ain't gonna have nothing, which is very true. But today's days is different because you don't have to go to a brick and mortar to actually get skills as a housewife, right? I always put myself in other people's shoes, even when it comes down to women. If I was a woman and I'm dealing with a situation where I find a man that I like and we end up dealing with each other and he basically is successful and he can take care of me, I myself would be focused on the kids, wouldn't be no daycares, because when I was a kid, I had bad experiences with daycares. So I wouldn't trust nobody else with my children. With that being said, because we live in a society with technology now, you don't necessarily have to go to an institution to gain education and knowledge as far as on how to make money. You don't have to do that now. It's to the point right now. I mean, you have housewives that's actually doing housewife things and motherly things that's making money off of TikTok, YouTube, or whatever. Just doing what they normally do and taking care of their kids, and are retiring men, are making money. So this is not the old days. This is new. Nobody is going to look after your kids like you do. So you have these options. Unfortunately, women in our generation, at our times, we didn't have all this technology and all these options that we have now, right? So we don't have that. So women did have to go to school, and their parents pushed them, and they had it in their mind not to trust no man and secure yourself, which I understand. You know what I'm saying? You have to take care of yourself, because sometimes it will be a situation where women are with men and things fall off, and she's short. She has no history. She has no education. She has nothing. So she has to start all over. And if I put myself in those shoes, honestly, I'd be terrified. So I understand where they're coming from, but it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. So it's two things I'm going to talk about this situation. The first thing I'm going to talk about him dealing with this so-called pregnancy is the fact that when I got on the dating scene, I was in my 30s. Okay. I started meeting a lot of these beautiful, successful women with no children. No children. And because of the fact, and ladies, hear me out, because of the fact I was broke as hell, I went for that. It was a proud thing. My woman this, my woman that. She's a lawyer. She's this. I mean, to be able to say it, it was a proud thing until, and it's a big until you go to her cousin's house and her cousin got a boss man. She got a boss dude. She got a boss nigga. I call them Dos Equis dudes. Dos Equis. It's a reason why I call them Dos Equis niggas. Because, see, this is the type of situation where you go to her house, right? And her cousin, the man, this Dos Equis dude, is her cousin's fiance. And he invites you and your girl to the barbecue, and you don't even realize what you pulling up on. This man, he off the lake. He off the water. This man got a movie room in his crib. This man retired before the age of 50. He got 3-4 cars. He grilling on deck. Got the Angus meat on grill. I mean, he got the tomahawks. I mean, he doing this thing with a fat Cuban in his mouth. And he said, come on in. And you come in with your broke ass and your successful girl. And when your girl look at that crib and she look at that chandelier and she look at that high ceiling, and when he walk you around, cause see, they assholes, but I respect them, cause they like, hey, what's going on, man? I'm gonna give you a tour, you know what I'm saying? Cause all the fellas is there, we all there with our girls or whatever like that. So he give us a tour, right? Cause I ain't the only broke dude with successful women. It's a crew of us. So he give us a tour. We done seen the pool room. We done seen, I mean, the kitchen with, I mean, open concept, everything just laid out with the Samsung refrigerator with the TV on it. I mean, the man got a wine cellar. Black man. Nah, this ain't no white dude. Black man. See, it's a lot of successful black men, black people in general in Texas, in Houston, right? So you sitting up there like, now, all the other dudes, they don't understand. They finna have a long ride home. But I've been through this before, so I already know this is fucked up. This is fucked up. So we get up in there. What y'all like to drink? Y'all, you cool? I got everything. Tequila, whiskey, You know what I'm saying? Rum, I mean, whatever you need. But they always got Dos Equis. If you want some beer, right? I call him Dos Equis, nigga. Pop the can. So let me go ahead and get it. Just say, you want a cigar? He opened up his box and everything. I'm talking about this dude is young. He's not even 50 yet, right? Just shitting on all of us. And we think we got something because we got this successful woman. So the cousin come through and she, you know, she got her own house. She ain't move in with him yet. He already proposed to her. Your girl looking at all this shit. She looking at all this shit. You go to the back. He got a pool and a lake. Like, why do you need to have a pool, but you got a lake outside with a little boat? Like, you doing too much. Like, you shitting on us too much, my man. But I gotta respect it, right? And all the time, all these successful women with our broke asses are sitting up there with their arms folded, man. And he, you know what I'm saying? He's a good host. You kick it, you hang out, he's showing you everything, you playing pool, he got an arcade room. I mean, he's single. But he proposed to a cousin. You sitting up there looking dumb as shit. That's a long ride home, man. That's a long ride home. Now, I don't want to get off a topic because it's going somewhere. See, once you leave that situation, you start getting questions like, what's your 5-year plan? What are you going to do? Some questions you ain't never heard before. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. And you know, if you don't know, you ain't been through it, it's like that. And you like, shit, you know. I want to get married. She looking at this dude. He proposed her. In her mind, she thinking, shit, I'm better than my cousin. Why can't I have this? No, I'm settling for you. Right? But initially, she was settling for you. Because this is how the dating game is out here when it's women with no children. Fellas, you have to be very careful. Because sometimes they don't want a husband. They want a sperm donor. Yeah, they want a sperm donor. And they looking for your goofy broke ass. See, they looking at your genetics. Oh, you're tall, you're handsome, you can hold a conversation. They bring you around a family very fast because they're getting a stamp of approval. They got dogs, possibly 2 little dogs. You know what I'm saying? That they keep on got on little sports sweaters and all types of shit, and they treat them like babies to the point where they even got strollers for the dog. I've seen it. I'm telling you, I've been there. If you go anywhere around Midtown, you will see that shit sometimes. These women are walking around with their puppies in a stroller. No bullshit. I've seen situations where they actually had the little hookup thing, you know, where you had a baby strapped onto you with the puppy right there. Like some serious sick ass shit to me. And they would baby talk them. See, their motherly instincts are kicking in. You know, nature is taking nature's course at this time. So they looking for sperm donors. Now you thought you done won. You thought you done hit the lottery because your broke ass got you a successful chick. You know what I'm saying? She got a career, and I'm not talking about a job. She got a career. She own her own shit. When I say boss chicks, see, it's a difference between boss chicks and successful chicks. See, you got boss chicks. Boss chicks got employees. Boss chicks got a brick and mortar, and they do payroll for several people. Usually at least more than 6. Those are boss chicks. Not only are they worried about their inventory and their production, but they also deal with payroll. They got a lot of stuff that they actually doing, and these women are actually doing it by themselves. I'm dating them. I've seen it. But they missing that one thing. They missing that one thing. Now, in your mind, you think you the shit. You think you the shit. You think you cool. But see, something changes. Something starts to happen. See, when you was first with her, she flooded you with sex. She flooded you with sex, right? And then she's changed the game on it. See, this is one technique they do. You know, I don't feel, you know, I mean, I like you a lot and my flesh is weak to you, But this, me dealing with you like this is, this is going against God. This is going against religion. I don't normally do this. But if we was married, I'm all yours. Bullshit. So the sex go down, but not all the way. Because I'm going to tell you why not all the way. See, if you pay attention, all of a sudden, at a certain period of time, she get hot and horny for you. And the rest of that time, the rest of the month, ain't shit. Fella, she ovulating. She trying to get that baby. And don't think. Do you think a woman that's been living on her own, that's successful as hell, that never listened to no man a day in her life, is gonna fall back and want to be a wife and listen to you? Hell no. For one, her education is higher than yours. Her finances is higher than yours. She already thinks she's beneath you. And please, God, don't let her be older than you. Oh, it's over. Child support, you go, ho. Child support, you gonna go. The court system is where you gonna go. Because you done thought you done got you a winner. And no, dude. No. You in the background, man. You gave her what she was missing. She done hooked you up a little bit, possibly bought you a car, something like that, moved you in, got you living comfortable, man. I mean, you straight. You ain't even got to do nothing but the bare minimum. You sitting up there working at con somewhere, making $10 an hour, and she cool with that. But honestly, she's not. Honestly, she's not. And see, when I realized the truth, it broke my heart. Because it was one situation with this one woman I was dealing with. I was over the road at the time. And we talked on the phone and we was going back and forth as far as with the baby shit and getting married and everything else like that. And she had a friend, she had an old colleague. It was this young guy that she talked about here. Now be careful, pay attention to the men that your women talk about. And she was saying how, they used to work together, but they changed careers, but they still cool. And everything else like that. Well, this one guy, he had a situation where one of his family members was missing. So he would post things on Facebook and be like, have you seen this person? And he was real worried. Now, I met the guy. Guy was cold, clean cut dude, was going to one of these country clubs and shit. I mean, he had his stuff together. And she would post, she would repeat his posts. Now, at first, I'm thinking, okay, I mean, I would do that too. Anybody I know, their kids is missing, their relatives is missing, they post it, I will repost it too, because we all in the same city, right? You would think that. But this is the issue. I start noticing it was so many messages. So many. I mean, sometimes she would post his post, or anytime he would comment, she would comment right away. And I peeped it. It was so bad that sometimes these comments would be 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, mind you, this woman's a business owner. She got shit to do. But she's so engulfed with this man. The reason why is because of the fact she's successful. And by nature, she wants somebody to be successful. The only thing was he wasn't paying her no attention. I mean, she wasn't an ugly chick or nothing like that. She didn't understand that men that got their stuff together, they don't want to deal with a boss chick. They don't want to deal with a boss chick. You could be a woman that's successful, and still be cool. And she possibly would have been cool with him, but that would have been a drastic change. So he didn't pay her no mind, but I seen it and it instantly clicked like, damn, I'm the second choice. And still the same situation was ovulation. Sex was only ovulation. That's all it was. This wasn't the only person I've dealt with that was like this. I've noticed it was a pattern of older women that didn't have kids, that it was the same play. So fellas, be careful when you out here dating these older women with no children and you a nice looking dude, or you know what I'm saying, you got qualities that she likes, right? But if she's so far up here with everything and she chooses you, it's not because she's attracted to your charisma and all that. Now when it gets past 30, 35, no, she's baby fever, man. I promise you. I promise you. And if you slip up and get this woman pregnant, you will be out the picture. Not because, you know what I'm saying, this is what she planned on doing, but it's going to just happen because she's not used to actually dealing or even talking to or even being around a man, even to listen to you. So you're going to be out the game and you will be paying child support. You might not be seeing your kids like that because she don't even have respect for you to even think that you're a competent person to be a father. So you're going to have problems. And I've seen it happen. Thank God I didn't get trapped, but I almost did. I almost did. Now, get back to my man with this pregnancy situation. So I tell him to hold back and hold, you know what I'm saying, relax, chill. And he was like, well, why are you so calm about it? I'm going to tell you a story. Now, my Chicago people who know me, they know this. They know this is true because Chicago is small. And anybody who know me know what I'm about to say. You remember when this happened in my age group. I've been through so many paternity tests. So many situations where women put babies on me and none of them was mine. The first time I've ever dealt with a situation like that, I was in high school. I was a junior in high school. Now, in my high school, we had 7th and 8th grade that also went there, you know, and we roamed the halls amongst each other and everything else like that. It was a girl that was in 8th grade, and my junior year of high school, I had a lot of chicks had crushes on me and shit like that. Well, this young girl had a crush on me, so every time she came around me, she would always hug me and stuff like that. It was nothing special, you know. And that's all it was. But everybody knew me. Everybody knew how I was. Everybody knew how I got down. I had one main chick in high school, and you know what I'm saying, I was real quiet about what I did, so it really wasn't out there on how I was getting down. But I was always into older chicks. I was always attracted to them. It's just me, you know what I'm saying? The first time I saw Claire Huxtable, it was over with. I ain't deal with no R. Kelly shit. I ain't get touched on by no older women. It was just, that's what I was attracted to. I had, you know, Sade's, you know, that's Felicia Rashad, you know, what's love got to do with a chick? That's just what I like, you know what I'm saying? So, it was so bad when I was young. I didn't even like dealing with short girls because I would deal with tall women because that was the closest that I can get in high school at that period of time to a grown, mature woman. You know what I'm saying? People who knew me knew this. I never went backwards. We came back to school one day, and this young girl was walking around with her backpack in front of her. She had it where it was like draped in front of her. Instead of being on her back, it's in front of her. So what she was doing, she was walking around like she was actually pregnant, right? And people thought it. I never paid attention. You know, she's 8th grade. I think at that period, the next year she was freshman year or whatever like that. So I get I was in English class, and they called me down to the office. I come to the office, and she's down there. Her father's down there. They call my mother, and it's a police officer. This young girl claimed that I had got her pregnant. Now, I've never slept with this girl, never touched her, never kissed her, never did none of that shit. And the only thing that saved my ass, because the father, of course, wanted to get in my head, because they're going to believe the daughter, was the fact her friends was like, no, he ain't like that. She's lying. She's lying. And she ended up turning out not to even be pregnant. I don't even think she even had sex. But she was trying to get that attention, which I don't understand why girls do that. But she was a kid. She was a young girl. I almost ruined my fucking life behind that shit. Later on down the line, of course, because I was being sloppy, I've had other slip-ups in situations where women put kids on me or they try to put kids on me. But what happened is usually they wasn't pregnant. See, my uncle taught me a thing long time ago. That, you know, if you break up with a chick, go on down there, you know what I'm saying, check on, you know, finger a little bit. You know, make sure that lining come out, that thick red stuff come out, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that lining out. If you can do that before you break up with her. Make sure that period done and it's good before you break up with her. And I always did that. But they would claim pregnancy anyway. And end up, I had a miscarriage, it'd be some bullshit. Well, sometimes that wasn't the case. They was actually pregnant. Now, it wasn't bad until I actually had my son, right? So when I had my son, my grandmother didn't trust no woman. She didn't trust nobody. She was like, Even though he looked like me, born on my birthday and everything, she was like, hell, no, I don't trust none of these women. If I'm going to do anything for my great grandbaby, I got to make sure he mine. So she ended up having a woman come at home and we did a DNA test. And she paid for it. It was like $400. And of course, he came back to be mine. Now, I used to always take my son everywhere, and sometimes it'd be me, my son, and my son's mother. Now, like I said, Chicago's small. So we in public, I'm pushing this cart. This is my first child. Now, I'm dealing with a lot of women back then. So these women are seeing this. Oh, hell no, he playing daddy. He playing daddy now? YouTube, when I tell you, this is how they do in Chicago. When somebody put a baby on you, they file for child support. The sheriffs will come to your crib. It was so bad, I can tell you the date. They will come to your crib Saturday morning at your registered address. And a sheriff will come through. It ain't no bullshit. And because the baby ain't born or nothing like that, so they come in, they trying to get the process started. And if you don't know no better, you know what I'm saying, you'll just disregard it. Thank God for my father. See, my father, he's been through it when he was, you know what I'm saying, he's been through it. You know, he did his thing. He was a player too when he was younger. And, you know, and when DNA tests hit and everything, he was going through it. So he told me, he said, don't play with that. He said, you need to go. But when you go there, tell them that you unemployed and say that you need a waiver for, you need a paternity test. But since you're unemployed, you need a waiver for the state to pay for the paternity test, which they do. Now, if it's yours, they're going to tack that onto the child support. If it's not yours, you cool and you free to go about your business. This is the trick bag, though. These women don't have to show up for years. They can just never just show up. They never show up. You know what I'm saying? But you miss one day, you are deemed the father. So I had at that period of time at least 5 chicks that was putting babies on me that was already here. 5 women. I was going to court like it was a full-time job. I had to keep up with these dates, had to show up back to back to back because I was loose with my seed. Now, any young dude, any man who tells you that they was a player and they did all this shit and they ain't go through all this shit, they a damn lie. You gonna go through some of it. If you dealing with that many women, you gonna go through some of it. This is just the nature of the beast. It was so bad, I was even contemplating on going to Maury. But once again, my wise father told me, say, you don't want to do that because once you put your face on publication, every woman you slept with is going to come with allegations and you're going to constantly have to get on that show. And I said, damn, you're right. So one by one, these women, they finally showed up. One of them, it took almost like a year. Like it was, I mean, she would not show up, and they would, you know, when they scheduled the DNA test, they wouldn't show up. They wouldn't deal with none of that, right? So, but I still had to come, and I was having it. None of them was mine. Absolutely none of them. It was so bad. They would come to my house. I would be out with my son and his mother. We at the movie. We at the show or something like that. And these women would come to my mother's house, baby in hand. And my mother called me like, yeah, so-and-so came up here with the baby. I said, what, Mom? What you feel? She said, I didn't feel nothing, baby. And my mother wanted grandkids. She didn't care how many I had. She wanted a bunch of them. She said, baby, I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I'm like, all right. One by one, these kids wasn't mine. But I had one, and I'm not going to name no names because I'm cool with the chicks. I forgave them. We was young. I get it. If I was a female, shit, I probably done got knocked up and, you know, did the same shit. I don't know. I don't know. But see, I had a problem with what they was doing. And I had to explain to them, to the ones that I cared about, because there was a few of them that I was close to. The other ones was just jump offs. But it was a few of them that I was very close to and I liked them. And I had to tell them, I said, listen, I'm not judging you. But the problem that I have is the fact that you're dragging my name down. I'm the only one. You know damn well I ain't the only one. If you're going to put people out there, put all of them out there, not just me. Because when the truth come out, people still going to look at you funny. You know, but no, kept dragging my name in the mud. Now, I had the worst situation I had. One of them, she had a little girl. At the time, her little girl was about 5 or 6 years old. Beautiful little girl, smart and everything. And we went, I think it was on Randolph. We went over there, they got child support for baby mamas and shit like that. We went over there, and she finally showed up. We go downstairs because they have like a tunnel. They don't do it upstairs. The laboratories is downstairs in the basement of the building. If I'm not mistaken, it's 32nd and Randolph. It's downstairs in the basement. So you go downstairs in the laboratory, they swab your mouth, and they swab the child's mouth. And I don't remember if they swab the mother's mouth or whatever like that, but they swab our mouth. So we get down there, and the little girl was so cute. She was beautiful. And she was like, are you my daddy? And I was like, baby, I don't know. She was like, I'm good at math. I heard you was good at math. I'm good at math just like you. You know, and she's beautiful. She looked like me too. And I was like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? She was like, I mean, can you at least be around me? And I said, I can't. Because the girl was so cool. I would have got attached to it and would have accepted it regardless. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't do that. I just couldn't walk around being a sucker like that. I just couldn't do it. And I didn't have no finances like that. This is one thing I was confused. I wasn't no dude. I barely graduated out of high school on time, right? I'm out here hustling out my mama's house. Why would you choose me? You know what I'm saying? Would you like my hair? I got curly hair and all this. You like that? It ain't no guarantee she gonna look like me. Why would you put me on there? I'm not this dude that got the bread to take care of you. I can barely take care of myself. I've never understood that. But they did that. And swabbed the mouth and everything, and she started crying, man. She started crying. It was bad. She started crying. And I'll never forget when we walked out. They was in front of me. I was behind, and she just kept looking back. And the test came back. You already know the deal. Wasn't mine. Wasn't mine at all. I'm saying this because when I go back to my older guy, I said, listen, man, it's 9 times out of 10, you're not the father, or she's not even pregnant. See, a lot of women, because he's successfully married and it looks like they got things together because his wife got her shit together, he got his shit together, so they living good. See, a lot of times these women think that it's the man that got everything and not realizing that it's a combination of of accumulation of their funds to make them, have them with their lifestyle. These women actually think it's always the man, and they figure I want to be in her place. That's not the case. Even if he was the dude that was in her place, we're talking about if situations like that happen, he's not going to live that lifestyle if you come in and break that up. It would be better just to be a side chick. But they don't think like that. So I told him, I told him about all that, and I've never shared that with him, and he was like, "Are you serious?" See, he an old school dude. See, a lot of these old school guys, they got pride about themselves and they naive. They actually think these women are good women, and I'm like, they're not. A lot of them, you do have some, but majority of them at this day and age, they're not. They're hustlers. They're struggling. They're trying to survive. They're trying to get over. They're trying to find a retirement plan. Now, I don't know. He's still going on with it to this day. But I told him, I said, hold on before telling your wife. Because this baby might not be yours. Hell, she might not be pregnant. She might not even be pregnant. He was like, damn. And I was just gonna tell my wife. I said, don't do that. I said, and be careful with these women, man. They don't care about you. A lot of these women are just looking to blow up a good thing because their life is miserable and they lonely. And you think they like you. They can be dealing with you because they hate your wife. You could be set up. Don't be naive. Be careful, man. Don't lose everything behind these bras. Don't get greedy out here. And I'm in Houston. So that's another thing. Beyond just the children thing, you gotta be, the STD rates, you gotta be careful. You gotta really sit here and vet these women. You gotta sit here and talk and have conversations. You have to, before you lay down with these women, you have to hang out with them, see who they hang with. Check out their background, see their family, see what they do. Because a baby situation could be the least thing you can end up worrying about. Because Houston is burning right now. You got to be careful. You got to stay with your panels. I do mine quarterly. You got to watch who you dealing with. You can't just, you can't go in there like back in the day and be trying to hit and holler. You can't move like that, man. It's for older men and younger men. This is real out here. And he learned a lesson, a valuable lesson. Might not even step out no more because this is a scary situation. I don't believe the kid is. I don't even believe the chick is pregnant. But at the end of the day, be careful. This the dating game. It's a game. You got to pay attention. They ain't gonna stop. And they care about themselves. They don't care about you. You collateral damage, my boy. But it was just on my mind, man. It was something I felt I had to share. So I'm going to sign off with you. Good hollering at you. Joe King, baby.